So key repeat is a function that's always been on Macs and most computers, and it actually predates computers back to electric typewriters. But it's not something I've ever really used. I can understand though why some people use it. For instance, you may want to put a divider between things. So here's two paragraphs in Pages here, and maybe you want to put a bunch of dashes. So I'll press the dash key, hold, and you can see it repeats across. And you can do that with any key. Another reason you may want to do it is if you actually need to repeat a character, like an exclamation point or something like that. But that's probably not a very good use for it. Probably the most common use, and maybe one I've actually used, is to use the delete key. So for instance I put the cursor there. I've just finished typing something and I realize I want to erase it. I'll press and hold the delete key and it will delete one character at a time backwards. Now for me it's much easier to select and delete. Or if I really don't want to lift my hands off the keyboard, hold down the Option key and delete one word at a time. But if you're used to just holding the delete key down to delete a bunch of characters, and it can be strangely satisfying to do so sometimes, then you want to know about how to adjust the key repeat settings. Because a lot of people find that the defaults don't really work great for them. So the adjustments can be found in System Preferences, under Keyboard, under the Keyboard tab, and there are these two sliders right here. So the one slider is how fast does the key repeat happen. So when you hold down and you're putting a bunch of dashes, how quickly is each dash pressed. The other one is how much of a delay there is until the first repeat. So for instance I could set it to be a very long delay and I'll leave this at this speed here for key repeat, and now when I hit a dash it'll take a long time for that first repeat, but then it goes at normal speed. Now another thing you may want to do with these settings is to turn it off. If you find sometimes you rest your fingers on a keyboard, you never really want to use key repeats, and you'd rather just have the entire thing off, then drag it all the way down to off and it won't bother you anymore. Otherwise you may just want to keep the delay until repeat pretty long so that it's hard to trigger, and maybe even the key repeat pretty slow, so if you do trigger it you don't get that many characters that you then have to delete. If you find you need this all the time, it's just part of how you type, then you may want to set the delay until repeat pretty short to get it going, and maybe the key repeat pretty fast.